What's up guys, this is Eddie. Welcome to a new video. This video is all about Quantum, DPS, Loadout and Rotation after the stat revamp. Now we thought that after stat revamp Quantum is gonna be balanced out with other powers, but it was not, sadly. And I have been experimenting with the loadouts and rotations, like all the different kind of loadouts, for about 2.5 weeks now, and I think I have finally came up with something. And before we start, I am gonna show you something else. I am starting this new thing called DPS rating, which is basically a representation of all the DPS powers where I think they stand, and I've categorized them in 3 different tiers: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. And as you can see, Rage is number 1, top of the line, and Quantum falls in tier 3 category. But after this loadout, I think we can fit it in between tier 2, right? So without further ado, let's get started. Alright guys, so before we start, let me tell you, this is my alt and it's basically my main troller, and he was Quantum. Quantum is my favorite power when it comes to trolling, so people have been asking me, like I said before, for the DPS loadout, so I wanted to try it out, and I managed to get some gear. He's CR 200 right now, and obviously he's not maxed out, so he's not doing the maximum damage he can. But yeah, that being said, let's look at the mods. I am using precision and power. That's right, no more might for this loadout. This is a precision based power. Precision straight up in red sockets and precision health in blue sockets. I do have might in the rings, which helps a little bit, but you can go for straight up precision as well. The only difference between the home turf mods are, like, the rest are the same: maximum damage, core strength and berserker, but the only difference is the relentless precision instead of escalating might. And my precision is 8747. Yours can be higher than this with obviously the OP gear and 206 CR. And let's look at the stat points. Alright, so the stat points, basically we are, as I said, we are going to use the weapon. So we are spec for weapon expert. It gives you 10% weapon damage bonus, and it reduces the power regeneration because we don't need it. Every time you hit the target with your weapon, it's gonna give you some power back. So that's how it works. You are going to get critical attack chance, critical attack damage, and you're going to put all your skill points in precision. But before that, don't forget to get the weapon, because the weapon we are using right now is bow, and we have to get all these all the combos. We have to get all the combos in martial arts as well, because we need weapon mastery for the smoke bomb mastery. This is the highest hitting weapon right now in game, and it's melee. And other than that, you can use two-handed as well with 1, 2 and 3. These 3 powers only. If you have low skill points, go for that, but still weapon bow basically is it hits harder than the two-handed, so go for bow if you can. After that, go for super speed or flight or acrobat, whatever you have. Don't forget to get this. If you have low skill points, don't worry about these 5 powers, but if you have skill points, please get these. It will give you some extra power. Iconic powers: get the robot sidekick, and then if you have still, if you still have skill points left, put everything else in might, because there are some powers which are might based still, which we are going to be using in this loadout. And yeah, the main damage is gonna be from precision, so make sure you get all of that. And let's look at the loadout. The first one is gravity well. Basically, it enemies become graviton charged, as it stays right there. It's the power interaction. It's a damage over time power, and it stays up for 12 seconds. The second one is time bomb. It's basically the power interaction with it is basically graviton charge. Enemies take additional damage. So gravity well charges the enemies. This one does additional damage. So when you pop time bomb, it will do 1 tick if you're close to the target, and after that, whatever damage you will do from your powers, or I think a little bit percentage from your weapon too, it will duplicate it. It will deal it again to the target after like 5 seconds or so. but this power is capped at the moment. So if you have like 15,000 16,000 might and you have like 330 skill points, maybe you will be doing like 8,000 damage from this power, but since it capped, it's gonna be the regular damage you're gonna be doing from it is like 4,000 to 5,000, and the highest you're gonna do is like 7,000 crit. It does not go any higher than that, but it works, so it's the loadout. Warp reality, it's your weapon buff. It is 12 seconds cooldown, and it increases damage of your weapon attacks for a short time. And in spiral waves, this is a spam power. Graviton charge enemy takes additional damage. It can do up to 5Ks per tick, basically, and it crits pretty high. Robot sidekick and Oblivion. Oblivion is it costs a lot. It's a 10,000 cost supercharge, but it hits really good. It hits about 130k to 150k in total under 4 seconds, so it works. And let's look at the rotation now. So let me take out my robot sidekick. Alright, the rotation is pretty simple. What you're gonna do is you're gonna be using the bow, tap, hold melee, and hold melee, which is smoke bomb weapon mastery. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna clip 1 and 3, which is gravity well and warp reality, your weapon buff, and then you're gonna go for time bomb, and then you're gonna go for your combo, and you're gonna do inspire waves. But yeah, one thing, you cannot clip the smoke bomb, right? You can see this loading bar when you do the smoke bomb, this one, right? So if you hit inspire waves like before 70% of that bar, it's not gonna hit. So you have to be really careful with that. And yeah, and one more thing, Quantum, I don't know why it does not do that good on spying target, but it does really good in the raid, in the real, you know, stuff. So especially in the alerts, it does really good. Anyway, so that being said, let's get started. 1 and 3 clip, time bomb, and the combo, and back to time bomb and the combo. So 11,000 damage per second. Like I said, does not do that good, and only 19% crit. Wait for the power to come up. We're gonna do it one more time. It is a melee, obviously loadout, so you have to be really careful when you're doing it, when you're you know, on the bosses or the ads. So yeah, same thing, 1 3 time bomb, and again time bomb, and 11,000. Let's just keep doing it. 13,000, and my power is almost out, and it's gonna be less than 10,000 this time, I think. So yeah, basically, no, 11,800. So 13,000 is the maximum which I got right now, but it goes up to 15,000 easily on the spying targets too. So this means you can do up to 16,000 in the real scenario. But you have to be really careful. This is melee loadout. You try to counter your enemy, your especially bosses, because obviously you'll be losing damage if you get countered again and again. And the loadout is fun, but it's tricky. You have to make sure you're maxed out on precision. Please use the flex orders. Please use a compound omega. You have to be a try-hard DPS when it comes to quantum, and before going to raid, keep your, you know, get your supercharge full to 100% and get ready, you know, for everything. And for the single target, it's the same thing, basically 1 3. It's the same loadout. And the good thing about bow is, like, when you are in the ads, it hits 360. So look at the spying target, and the smoke bomb hits 360. So you don't have to, you know, worry about targeting one ad. It will hit an enemy behind you as well. So that's a good thing. Now, the second thing we're gonna look at it basically is the range loadout. It does not work as good as the melee loadout, but it is pretty decent. So you're gonna change in spiral waves anomaly. Anomaly is basically it destabilizes the enemy, and obviously time bomb destabilizes enemy, takes extra damage, but it is basically a damage over time, and it generates a supercharge, so that's really helpful. What with bow is like really, you know, it has like many combos and everything like that you can do. So with range, what you're gonna do is you're gonna do tap range, tap range, tap range. Wait, I messed it up. Tap range, tap range, tap range, and hold range. So this is the loadout. This is the basically the combo you're gonna do, and this combo works really good with time bomb and anomaly because they're both 6 seconds. You know, the cooldown on both of them is 6 seconds. So the rotation is same 1 and 3 clip, and then you do 2, you do the combo, then you do 4, then you do the combo, you do 2, and by the time you do the combo, the other power is gonna be on off the cooldown. So this is how it looks like. And time bomb is out of cooldown, and you see anomaly is out of cooldown. So 6,665 damage per second, which is pretty decent for a single target, even for a range you know, loadout. So this is pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions, just comment in the comment section below. I'm just telling you, Quantum is obviously not the best, so don't expect to be on the like top of the chart every time, but this loadout really works. It really makes a difference. Don't go for those might based Quantum loadout until they fix the time bomb or the, you know, the power set overall. And I'm gonna leave you with the demonstration in the raid GFA. I went against some 206 DPSs. They were hard light, so tier 2 fire, tier 2. They were not like earth rage or anything, but still it was a good match. So if there are any questions, just comment in the comment section below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, and I'll see you guys later.